Hi, in this video I'd like to talk about a particular experience that I've had several times in moments where I decided beforehand that what was needed when talking to a person was that I needed to be very stern and firm, and that I really actually had to be confrontational with them to kind of shake their foundations. I touched on this in the previous video where I talked about what it means to be directive. So in this video, if you could relate to that, then I'm here just giving a bit more perspective on that point. So, in my life, before I started actually investigating my life, investigating myself, and supporting myself with the tools of writing and self-forgiveness and self-correction, I was a person to stay in the background, meaning I would shy away from conflict and confrontation. If I saw something that was out of place or out of line, I would mostly not say anything. I would kind of take it and say, it's okay, it's nothing. Or I would ask someone else to do it for me. Like ask my mom to speak to my dad, for instance. But yeah, I was never a person to walk up to someone and say, hey, what you did there isn't cool, or you need to take responsibility for that because it is your responsibility. These types of things. No, I would never do that. So I realized at some point, I'm gonna have to start speaking up. But then, when I saw something was out of line with a person, what I often did was, and you have to understand, I was looking also from a distance. Like I'm seeing things happen from a distance, and I kind of only have certain information, but from what I'm seeing, I see there's certain problems. So I told myself I have to go and speak to this person, and I thought that I had to be firm and stern to get the other person to see what it is they're doing. And because I had to walk through a lot of fear to be able to place myself in a position like that and actually, walk it through, I would prepare beforehand all the things that I would say, and I would kind of be pumping myself up for a while, so I'd feel ready and, okay, I can do this. What is interesting is that in those moments, as I would actually go up there and talk to them, I was so afraid that I was going to fall back in fear, meaning that I wouldn't be directive and I wouldn't be assertive enough, that I absolutely wanted to stick to the script, everything that I had already decided I was going to say and how I was going to say it. So by the time I get to this person, I'm just like moving and rambling and saying all these things, and like we said last time, just speaking at them, just like giving them everything. But interestingly, very often the person would respond to me in a way that I didn't anticipate, where the things that they're telling me now after they hear me is like unexpected. And it's like in those moments I would go into doubt, like, whoa, shit. But because I was so afraid that I wasn't going to be directive and assertive, that I was actually going to fall within myself, by going back into my old patterns of saying, fine, I just won't speak and I won't push the point, I would force through, like I would just stick to the same thing and kind of keep saying the same things over and over. And the more I did that, the more there was like a total, a total disconnect. Like I was completely not in sync with the other person. I was just kept on going, and the other person is like, yeah, but what about this and this, and have you look at that? And I'm just like, no, be assertive, must be directive. So that kind of led to a lot of unnecessary, weird and awkward moments. So what I specifically want to talk about is that experience of doubt in that moment, because I saw doubt as fear, and that as though if I would listen to the doubt, that I was just going to fall back in my old patterns and give in to fear and not be able to speak up anymore. When actually, what I realized is that that moment of doubt was an opportunity for me to go, okay, hold on, maybe I'm not as certain as I thought. Okay, because I mean, that's what doubt is, right? It's just that you're not certain about something. So instead of thinking, no, I am certain, I practiced this, I must just stick to this, that's my certainty. No, just say, okay, there is uncertainty, where is it coming from? And then look, because what I realized is half the time I didn't have all the information. I already decided everything I was going to say and everything that I thought was needed based on the information that I had, which wasn't all of the information. So as the other person is now giving me information, I'm like, instead of taking it and adding it to the information I have to create a better picture and then better see how to direct or assist or support or whatever is needed, I would just kind of say, oh no, that doesn't fit with the picture I have. No, but stick to what I'm saying and what I'm seeing. So if any of you have ever had an experience like that, and especially if you see that point of doubt coming in, that's your key to say, okay, stop. Just breathe, take a step back, hear what the other person is saying, and also consider new information, allow the new information in, because it's here. You can't just pick and choose what information you're going to work from. And once I saw that point, I applied it in a new situation where I hadn't even realized that I had prepared myself to say something in a certain way, because that's what I saw was necessary. It's only as I was talking to the person and I experienced that moment of doubt coming up, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I did the same thing again. I went through this pattern again. But I was able to listen to the doubt, not listen to it, but, pick up on it, recognize and acknowledge that I was uncertain, and just like, breathe, take everything in, check all the information. And once I had all the information, I assessed everything. I realized that I didn't have to be stern and I didn't have to be firm. What was needed was something completely different. So this is something I want to share with you guys. If you find yourself in one of those moments where you're kind of like wanting to direct someone by being stern and firm, and you can kind of feel it, like you will feel kind of constricted and tight. But that moment of doubt is a very distinct moment within those situations. If you see that doubt coming up, use it as a key, as a flag point to just bring yourself back here, breathe, and direct for real in that moment. Because that's the thing, isn't it? It's actually because we don't trust ourselves being able to direct in a moment that we think we have to prepare everything beforehand and that we have to have a script to walk through. And actually it's just a matter of, getting all the information, see everything that's involved, assess it, what are the principles, and just move the points, Okay, so I hope this helped you. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can always leave a comment. Thanks for watching.